All right, Monday recap today. Can I? All right, it's being fucking weird. Monday recap. So going into the day, going to the week, really, I'm mostly bullish, but I want to see a Monday, Tuesday retracement. So for Monday, Tuesday, I want Tuesday to put in the low of the week. So right now, I'm a little bit bearish. Uh, Jumping into the day. Oh wow, that looks really unorganized. Um, So basically, I wanted this imbalance, this 4 hour imbalance right here, to get filled during this week so that we could come up and then sweep all this low resistance liquidity right here. We also had the sell side. We can come down into sweep this low, come into this imbalance, and then I would expect a rejection out of that. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking for Monday, Tuesday. So coming into the day a little bit bearish. I'm not gonna show ES today because it was super uncorrelated and I marked out all the important SMTs. So that's really all that's important for this right now. But yeah, so going into this, um just looking at what Asia and London did beforehand, we had Asia consolidation, London manipulation, we had an SMT at these highs, and we started displacing to previous day lows. There was this 15-minute imbalance, but by the time market opened, that was already ran through. And so these previous day lows were my liquidity that I was targeting, and also this 4 hour imbalance that had this liquidity on it too. Because typically when I look for reversal, I like to see a sweep of a significant low, which would be this previous day low, and then also tap into some sort of fair value gap, which would be this 4 hour that's also inside of a 15-minute. So dropping all the way down to the 1 minute. Let me just go back to market open real quick. So going into market open, this is my draw. What I wanted to see was maybe price coming up. This is a 1 hour for rally gap. I wanted to see price open up, take out this sell side liquidity, reject from this 1 hour, and then start to see some bearish structure so I can short down to these previous day lows. But we ended up dumping and just took it out immediately off of market open. So no entries to hit that. And we came down right into the level where I expect us to reject from. So yeah, we just kept dumping, and ES was lagging behind a lot. It was still pretty bullish. So we had this SMT, we had a sweep of previous day lows. We were inside of this fair value gap where I already expect us to reject from. And we had all this low resistance liquidity right here, these stacked lows where I expect us to run. And we also have this untapped 1 hour fair value gap, as you can see, that I still want us to get tapped into. So since we dumped so much and this is where I expect us to reject, I'm okay with taking some longs. I just want to see some good displacement. And immediately off of this SMT, we got this fair value gap right here. So we typically, for my entries, when I see an SMT and liquidity and I'm expecting this to reject or whatever, I don't need to wait for a market structure shift or change in state of delivery. I can just enter right off of the fair value gap, the first fair value gap that opens up. But usually I would like to wait for another internal sweep because price would like to stop out the traders from going long right away and then go to their target. But it doesn't have to do that necessarily. So the early entry would have been right here. And this is where I did take my first entry. But since there was no internal sweep, I have my position. So I only risked 250 right here. So yeah, so just waiting for this fair value gap to get tapped into so I can enter off of that. We don't do it on that candle, but I believe this, nope, not that candle. That candle right there, we enter off of. So buy. The fill will be down here, not up here, but that's whatever. Stops would be below this fair value gap, and my TP would be this hourly fair value gap to be hit. So playing price from there. We come back down again, come into this volume imbalance right here that we have. And I really want to see this big fair value gap that we're in ran through, and also this one. If we see that, then I'm looking to add onto my position and see it come up to this level. So you do get a good displacement candle. I want to see us displace through this high too, so we get that market structure shift. There is a fair value gap right here. I could have added to my position right here, but I didn't have enough. I wanted to see that market structure shift first, before I did anything. So price did come back and tap into this. It actually inversed it. But that was just to manipulate the traders to get out, and then we come back up. We displaced through that high, and now I am looking for some sort of fair value gap to enter on. We also displaced through this and this, as you can see, looks pretty bullish. And we open up this fair value gap right here, looking to add onto my position as soon as it comes back in. Came back in. Okay, well, I would have added right here, but that's a terrible fill. Okay, so pretend I'm in two contracts right here, because I would have done that, but just because of the replay mode, it would have entered all the way up here, and that's an ugly ass fill. I don't want that. But yeah, no, as soon as that was hit right there, actually, I forgot to do this, but I would move my stops to break even. Actually, I would probably put my stops in profit. I would put it below this volume imbalance right here, because price could still come down and fill that. But based off that rejection, I don't really expect us to do that. I expect us to go straight up to this high. And yeah, price keeps going. We sweep out this. So right here we can expect a little bit of maybe like a little bit of retracement, just because we swept out this high, but we did have all this low resistance liquidity that I still want to swept. So I didn't take out any of my positions yet. Oh yeah, and on that next candle, we literally just came right up there and I was out. I didn't obviously I wasn't in contract, I was in micro, so I didn't get that much, but I think I came out with a $1,000 win today, so it's pretty good. So as soon as that was hit, I'm out. Really, I don't need to be trading again today, so I decided to just tape reprice action and see where we want to do from here. This is a level where I expect us to reject from too. So if we get displaced to the downside, I could see us coming back down here and sweeping out these lows maybe. And yeah, just to make this a little bit more clear, I'm just gonna get rid of all this. Yeah. So playing price out, we just consolidated a bunch right here. So we consolidated, waiting for some manipulation and then distribution to the downside. So yeah, so this fair value gap right here was actually being held for a while. So I wanted to see that get disrespected, which we did right here. So we saw this manipulation, swept out these highs, and then we inverse this bullish fair value gap right here. So inverse fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, and yeah, we just distributed into the downside, and we ended up sweeping this liquidity right here. But I still wasn't convinced that we were shorting all the way down here yet, because we just tapped into a 5-minute fair value gap. So price could reject from here and keep going up. We did trace back into equilibrium. So what I needed to see was us to retrace, come back, and respect more bearish PD rays. Because if we were bullish, we would tap into this, we would disrespect the bearish PD rays, and then we would go up. So knowing how a sell model works, even though we tap into this, we might see a retracement, but I still want to see those bearish PD rays be respected. So yeah. Yeah, so playing price action, right? Came back up. This inverse for value gap, we have this inverse right here. we have that inverse, we have this bearish fair value gap, we have this order block right here. So this, if you were very confident in shorts, this has been a great entry. Like a lot of confluences stacked on top of each other. So that would be your entry, but yeah, still wasn't convinced. So I wanted to see us respect it. Came back into the order block, fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, and we saw that move right here. And I knew that we would probably go lower if we displaced through that low, which, yeah, next move, no, this move, yeah. There we go. That was the displacement I needed, displaced through that 5-minute fair value gap. And so now, if I were looking for an entry, my entry would be at this this big fair value gap inside of that order block. Stops right here. Take profit right there. But we never ended up getting filled anyways. Price came back. Yeah, price came back. Didn't even come back to this fair value gap actually. Which actually that would have been my new entry. And stops right there. But yeah, didn't even come back to that, and we ended up sweeping sell side. Then after that, I really didn't look at anything, but really didn't need to because yeah, I was just done for the day, saw the price action I needed to. But overall, pretty clean day. Really happy with my entries. Oh yeah, and one other thing that I wanted to add was I've been forward testing a little bit propulsion blocks, which is basically an order block that taps into an already existing order block. And when price comes back into that propulsion block, price should propel to the downside. So we did see that today actually, and there was an entry for that. So we have this order block right here, this up close and this down close, and price came back down and came back up, creating this propulsion block right there. And price came back into there, and what do you know? We propelled to the downside. Very strong displacement from tapping into that. So I haven't necessarily have I don't have enough conviction to really start implementing that yet, but I'm gonna continue to forward test it and see how they work in different scenarios. And I do plan on eventually implementing them because it does seem like they're a pretty strong confluence to use. And yeah, that's it.